All right, let's get into it. We got Turbo John, Brandon, his crew guy, and they are down here racing for the Christmas tree race. And we're going to talk about kind of a no prep front side type of guy more than you're a radial guy. I would venture to guess maybe lately more of a radial guy.
Yeah, man, we've been racing forever. So we started off on slicks, went to radials, and then radials progressed really fast and got really quick. And that's when I started like seeing the need to figure out how to go faster with the no prep stuff or the front side stuff with slicks. But now we're back to that same point, right? So now
it was an equalizer.
Right.
Now it's not.
That's right. Yeah, used to it was, if you were on slicks, you couldn't go but so fast. But now, I mean, they're insane. They're knocking on the threes. And somebody this year is going to post a 3-second slip on a slick, a 28 by 10.
Do you think somebody's got a 3-second slip? Or has been threes and just is like either being quiet or doesn't have like proof to back it up, so they're just not saying anything or doesn't want to?
I think there's some people that have been really close, but I don't think anybody's got it yet.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because you know how we are. I mean, we like to, that's a big accomplishment.
There's chest beating, for sure.
Absolutely. So when somebody gets it, the picture's it's going to be posted, I promise you.
Yeah.
I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, there's a bunch of fast cars. I mean, when you got 4,000 horsepower, 3,500 horsepower Hemis, I mean, the 481Xs, I mean, Ryan Mitchell always does more with less. I mean, he's stupid fast with his big block Chevrolet.
So if we were going to take a guess, who do you think would be?
The first one?
Yeah.
It's
going to take a shot in the dark.
It's going to be Larry Larson, Lyle Barnett, or one of the Street Outlaw guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who it's going to be.
Well, Lyle's car is interesting because we know on a radial it goes, 370s, 360s in trim.
Right. The fastest, I mean, 275, Pro or limited, whatever class he's in, 275 Pro car?
Yeah, it's a Pro car.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's absolutely got the power. And now they've come out with, you see them and Lyle McFab and Ray Stars come out with the Beadliner. Yeah, the Beadliner wheels.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I've seen a lot
Are they going to ban that?
I think it's going to get banned quick.
Yeah.
So it's like an inner liner in the wheel to hold the tire more like a radial.
That's mandated in like Top Fuel and Pro Mod and stuff like that. It's they already have to have it, and obviously it's some kind of equalizer to hold that kind of power.
So I remember back in the day, Tim McAmus, he done a video on the different. He's awesome to watch.
Oh, love it. His videos from like 10 years ago still are dead true now.
Awesome, I love them. But he did a good video talking about the difference between a liner wheel and a normal beadlock, and it's very interesting. It is a tire within a tire, and so I don't really understand. I don't know for sure if the tire is actually going to be in contact with the outer tire. I don't know. I mean, I don't know because I hadn't seen it. I hadn't talked to Lyle. I hadn't seen it in person.
Yeah. I've seen it in person. It's like that tall and it looks really hard, and I don't understand how it's going to go. How are you going to have two tires in a beadlock?
It must have an inner, like a normal type of bead mechanism because I have no idea.
Yeah.
But clearly Lyle showed a picture of it and there was hardly any wrinkles in that tire. Did y'all see that? Did you see the one where he posted?
No.
So that's the thing with a slick, right? So especially the Mickey Thompson. So the Mickey Thompson slick is always really, really, really good on the front side, but the sidewall is really, really, really soft. The Hoosier, the CO7 Hoosier, the compound must not be exactly right for a front side because the sidewall is real stiff, similar to a radial, but it just doesn't work real good from what we have seen, from what I've seen. So the Mickey Thompson, the sidewall, it really wrinkles up a lot. But the picture that Lyle posted, or the video, the sidewall looked very similar to the Pro Bracket radial, honestly, and it was a slick. So
it should be good for like dig or dive, where you need to dead hook the tire and not have any, too much going on back there with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see if it gets banned or not.
Well, I was gonna say, so if the 3-second pass happens on, and we're talking a 10.5 slick, not just any slick.
That's right.
Obviously,
28 10.5.
Yeah.
That's right.
If it happens, are people gonna put an asterisk next to that? Are gonna be like, but you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Or is it like, too bad, it happened on this tire. It doesn't matter what's in the tire. It doesn't matter if it's filled with water. You know what I mean? Like,
and it may happen on a normal, somebody with a normal tube in a tire. I mean, I don't know. But yes, it could be an asterisk. You're right.
That, like, are people going to try to discredit it with the cheatered up.
I mean,
Right.
everybody's going to discredit something if they don't like it. So I didn't do it first. I'm going to discredit this, and
Yeah.
I did it first.
I would probably say what's going to happen is if that happens, it's commercially available, right? I mean, it's not like Lyle said, I've got the only one, and you can't. I'm not going to sell it to you.
I don't know. It's his dad's company.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
Him and
that's true.
Raystar both got them now.
But I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't think Raystar is actually they've got the prototypes, but I don't think
prototype,
they're
yeah.
actually in production. Apparently, Lyle's got them in production. But I mean, it sounds like it's going to be like the same world we live in with the turbos. You know, the cheated up turbos. They come off, somebody goes really fast with it, and then Precision or Jose or Hartz or whoever it is, then they become commercially available. So I mean, yeah, and then everybody's going to be doing it. But we're there. But they're running the slicks. Like a small tire slick, normally you would run it with a little bit of wheel speed, but now to go this fast, I mean they're putting them on pretty good prep tracks, and they're just dead hooking it, treating it like a radial. So they just need the sidewall to stay stiff so that it don't fold up on itself.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's almost like they almost manipulated the class a little bit with that by not treating the tire the way that they would think, and not anything against Jimmy and Poland. It's just the racers are going to do that. They're gonna play around differently. And I've heard Lyle's car, what do they call it, salvage title? It's a radial car, so the engine
Right.
placement and everything and weight and stuff isn't correct for a slick. So
Right.
they're already kind of a step in the wrong direction
Right.
to make it all happen. But that car's so proven already.
Oh yeah, it works. It works good, and that's what I mean. It's just crazy. I mean, I think the difference what we're going to see is obviously we're all stupid. Drag racers are stupid. We like to spend money. We like to just. I mean, that's what we like. We like the adrenaline, but I mean, the money is we're going to spend every penny we got, and so to go faster, faster, faster. And so that's where we're at with the class. So it probably this next year, I'd probably say it's 2026. We're going to see the 3 seconds, and then we're going to see that class shrink back up because normal guys can't go that fast. And you know, so then they're going to be like, well, what's the next thing? And so it's going to be back going to like maybe more like a no prep, or I don't know what the next thing is after that.
Yeah, so to add more context to it also, we're talking about the true 10.5 class that it was the first one ran at Jimmy and Poland's deal for the Snowbird Outlaw Nationals, and they're running it again in January, and the debate is boards on or off.
Right.
And that's what they're kind of pushing for. Where would you sit on the boards on or off?
Clock's on, baby. Let's
Clock's
go.
on.
Let's show everybody.
The spectators need to see what's going on, and they're just going to bring more spectators, which brings more money to the sport and keeps everybody racing.
The reality, the 100% reality with clocks on versus clocks off. The only people that don't know what the cars are running are the people in the stands. And, I mean, because racers, I mean, like you said, there's chest beating. I mean, we want to share, you know, how fast we went. I mean, you'll just kick somebody in the teeth or get kicked in the teeth. Yep, I run this, and yep, I run this. I mean, we share times all the time. The only people, I guess the no clock stuff started with the grudge racing, but I mean, grudge racing's just not alive. I mean, y'all got what, one class down here, no clock or no time down here?
Yeah, we do like one no time race, 2 every year. Troy Jr. does it, and it's more community service to the grudge communities than it is like a massive event, just because that's not what we do down here.
Right.
That's nothing against Troy. He runs a great race, but it's just not what happens in Florida.
Right.
If he did it in North Carolina, he'd probably have an awesome
following,
event.
Right. But we also have a lot of people that hide behind like the no time stuff. You know, they're like, I run this, and then you're like, bro, your car is not that fast. Come on, you kidding me? And so it's definitely interesting. I like clocks on. I mean, I like to be able to show the spectators, and for me, it's about like any type of little sponsorships you get. I mean, you know, when you have a good converter, or you have a good camshaft, or you have a good head program, and you go out there and you spend some money, and you know they put in effort and time, and the car picks up, and then you're supposed to say, "Yep, I didn't go personal best. Nope, just sit there." You know, like I mean, that's just crazy to me. I love the clocks on.
Yeah, you want to be able to wave the flag of the people that help you. And
That's right.
It doesn't really help them much.
That's right. That's right.
If you don't have consistent grudge racing and wins and stuff like that, then you're not really doing shit for them.
No, that's right. And that's the whole thing with, you know, sponsors and, you know, getting people, they're trying to make money. It's a business, so they want to sell product. And in the drag racing world, you know how we are. I mean, we're going to spend money on what we think is going to help our program the best, the quickest.
You know, John's car was originally built, this new car was built as a backside car, and
It didn't work out.
didn't work. So built a radial car trying to build a backside car.
And that's what, so my OG car, my old OG car, it was, it's a piece of crap. It was, a 10-point cage in it that we put in it, small block Chevrolet, and, it progressed. It's like the people's car, though, because it was very, I worked on it all the time, and I still do now, but the car was very basic, and I always, tried to do more with less. So it was always nice trying to take that car and outrun, people that spend a little bit more money with my junkier, with my iron heads or something crazy, But then that car, we got that one, we got rid of that car, got us another car, and it was tube chassis car. And then we wrecked that car, but it got faster. But it was a good dual purpose car. It was front side no prep and, front side slicks. And we did a little bit of radial stuff. But that's back when, 440s and 450s was fast on radials. And so we were competitive. But now we crashed that car, destroyed that car, trying to be a hero a long ways from home. Isn't that how that normally happens?
That was a long drive home.
It was. It hurt, too. It was a long, bumpy ride home. It sucked.
Yeah.
But that's what happens with, it was...
That was in Texas, wasn't it?
That was in Texas.
Texas
yep.
Motorsports
We
Park.
went to, what was it, the NPK...
The winners.
What's the name of it? Locals only.
Yeah, the locals only.
Yeah, the
winners.
locals only. So we had done good, got invited. And the car, it run good, but, I wrecked it twice on that pass. It's just I hit the wall the second time.
Yeah.
The first time it spun out, and I saved it. And so then I tried to get back on it to catch him in case he messed up, and then it was a no-go. Everything was upset, and then I actually crashed it.
I do recall that. It was hairy, and I was like, oh, I made it out of that.
Yeah, and then... like an idiot, you put your foot back to the floor, right?
Drag racers, man, stubborn.
Yes.
We got
You just wanted to spend money.
Yes, that's exactly right.
We got to the hospital at night, and the lady's like, "What's going on? You're the second person that showed up here from this racetrack."
The night before, Brad, B-Rad, he crashed.
Yeah.
Flipped his Lumina.
Yeah, his was way worse than ours, though, and that's why he pulled like -7 Gs. I pulled minus, I think, 4.
Yeah.
And, but it was a hard hit. It was, very, very hard.
Was it a side impact?
Mine was a side impact.
The side impacts are rough.
Oh, man.
Cars aren't really designed
When you
to hit.
ricochet out the wall, that's when it's kind of over. It's like, all right, now who knows what's going to happen? It's going to flip, catch on fire, whatever. If you can keep it from ricocheting, you're pretty good. But
It was a hard hit. It was, but luckily, I come out of that good. Built another car. Went into, one of my buddies had a tube chassis Saturn. And so we put my small block Chevrolet in that. I was like, I got me a tube chassis car.
SC1?
It was a SC1, yes.
Nice.
It was nice. Very pretty lightweight. It was kind of like a Pro Mod.
Plastic everywhere.
Car. Yes. But it was pretty heavy. The frame structure was still there. But it was a funny car. So it would lift up and down.
Nice.
It was, but the weight displacement on it, it was all nose heavy. It had a short mid plate, but it just didn't work
there was
real good.
Zero travel in that, too. Not like backside.
So then we got this car. We were working on this one. So luckily my buddies helped me build this chassis. And so then we went ahead and went, big block Chevrolet. And big block Chevrolet is a lot different world than the small block. But
what was it before? Small LS?
Small block. Gen 1.
Small block Chevy.
It was small block Chevy. Yeah, so the LS Daddy is what it was. Right? So we heard it, but
It still had stacked bearings in it.
Yeah, that motor, I've still actually got that engine. I'm going to bring the old car back out at some point, but I think it's going to be like a backside no prep car.
Yeah.
And so this car we got together, and I figured the way this car was going to work, it was going to be really good for no prep. But it was, even with the motor slid back way back, it's about 56% on the nose, but it's a steel big block. So it's heavy. It is super heavy on the nose. But it works really good on radials now. So now we have, I don't know that I want to continue to go that fast, but here we are, but let's put it on radials, and it does well on radials.
Do you think that radials now are so good that almost everything works well on radials, and it's almost like too easy? I talk to people that were like, oh, when we first started running radials, and then the difference to now, it's almost like, well, it's almost like such a simplistic now that it's almost made it too easy.
It is, and it comes down to the track prep. Everything is progressed, so it's so easy to make horsepower now. You can call up Par Racing or Bennett Racing and say, hey, I want to make 4,000 horsepower.
Yeah, and be like, no problem, send the credit card.
That's right. Send me the payment. We got you.
It's not some mystery.
It's not. And same thing with the transmissions and the shocks. Call up your favorite shock company. There's a whole bunch of different ones, and they can all make it work. Call up 10 Soldier race cars, and they'll get you the bracketries and the 4 links and everything you need to go fast. And then you get to the track, and now the tracks are, they got 55 gallons worth of glue at a test session. And then you get into a race, and I mean, at Snowbirds, how many drums of glue do you think they sprayed at Snowbirds?
Well, they had a lot of slick cars there, so that was probably not as crazy as like
Right.
a radial, like a
Well, that's
true
probably true.
radial
Like
tire
Ducks race. I wonder how much glue they actually spray.
Yeah,
3 or 4 drums a weekend.
all through the night too.
Yeah,
A couple $1,000 a barrel or something. Now.
You can't walk on the track. We just left Bradenton out there. I didn't bring my golf cleats. And like I wear golf cleats when we take Randy's car out, and he's got some.
I've got some now. I
when
got
he's
tired of
helping
getting
me.
stuck. That was,
Like, I mean, we're fat, we're big, we're heavy, so we got a lot of surface area. So
a lot of weight
when
on
you
our
flat
feet.
foot, when you flat foot it, you ain't
Wade doesn't play around.
No,
no,
it
you
does
fall
not.
straight. You fall straight. You know you're stuck, and you're like, well, okay, I'm going to pick my foot up. And say, no, you're not.
And that's what Bradenton last night, man. Bradenton, I couldn't hardly walk on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Brand, I mean, this is good,
Well, for a long time, it might even still be, Bradenton was the largest user of prep in the country.
Right.
Mostly because it's 365
race all the
racing.
time.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they race all year round. So
Right.
for year after year, they use the most prep out of everyone.
That's crazy.
And Wade is he uses it.
He ain't scared to spray it.
No.
So Victor and them they cut him loose and let him do what he needs to get a good track.
Yeah, there's
And
no one watching his prep use.
Well, and that's what you see sometimes at tracks. We hear it sometimes, where people will, they'll want to spray it, and then whoever, the track manager is like, oh, well, we better hold off track. It looks pretty good. Because it's a cost thing. I mean, a drum of glue is like $1,500, $2,000 now. I don't know how much it is.
Yeah.
But it's way up there, so it's a lot. But yeah, like you were saying earlier, I definitely think it's easier now. When radials first come out, we had that 275 street style, and it was Big Daddy. What was Big Daddy's name? Don.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Gosh, I can't remember what his last name was.
The Black Mustang.
Yes, that was in the early 2000s. He was on the BFGs.
Yeah.
And so he was doing like BFGs wheeling on.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his last name was. Or it might not have been Don either. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, Troy Senior too, same way.
Yes.
He's got some photos of him doing
on the
big
BFGs,
wheelies. Yep.
and then Mickey Thompson kind of is what they're the ones that spearheaded the change for drag radials to make it easier. But the old drag radials, the prep wasn't there yet, and so it was a tuner's race. But now, I mean, when you go to a track, if you spin, the reality is, if y'all watch my video coming up from today, I spun last night, so just discount this. But if you spin, you're an idiot when you're on the radial tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it happens.
But you're just really trying to shoot for it.
That's right. You're putting a lot to it, or something's happened, or maybe somebody spilled a little bit of oil before you. But the tracks.
Well, you're trying to swing for it. Like you could have gotten down no problem. You know what I mean?
Slow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You probably could have won 1760 foot all night.
Right. But when you try to go faster, which is what we try to do, that's the whole goal. But yeah, radial racing is now the downfall to radial racing that I hate as a spectator. And I'm a terrible spectator. I mean, because I like to have a car either
a
helping
spectator,
somebody. I mean, if I'm at the track helping somebody, I'm good.
Yeah.
But if I'm just sitting in the stands, can't do it. I mean, I have a very limited time span I can do that. But as a spectator, when I do watch, I hate watching the tractor back and forth. And that's what, with radial racing, that's one of the downfalls is they have to prep a lot because it's just part of it.
And when we went to Vegas, it was like, okay, let's watch the tractors for the next.
I mean, it's
They
crazy.
love those tractors in Vegas. I don't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
the deal is.
Yeah, they're-
that
they-
track
they'll drag
seems
them all
like,
day long.
yeah.
But the track is stellar. I mean, like the surface, super smooth and a nice rubber base.
Little uphill, so you can kind of watch a car like shut down. Is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
they
cool.
got that. It goes up like that at the end of the track towards the highway.
But as a spectator,
I like the planes going overhead
Oh,
too.
yeah.
oh
all
yeah,
day
it's
long.
crazy.
They're just burning. They're burning gas. You're
All
like
day long.
just endless.
It is insane. I love going out there. I want to take a car out there at some point. Although I don't know. I mean,
It's gonna be a long drive.
yeah, it'll be a long drive, 2,500 miles or whatever it is, 2,000 miles. That's
Yep.
a long. It took us 13 hours to get down here. It's only 700 miles. God, that would be less than halfway.
Yeah, we did that drive out to Vegas a couple times, and
Right.
it's not that enjoyable.
Right? I bet not.
And it's kind of scary too, because like we went, south, and then up, and it was like we were crossing over the Mexico border basically at points.
Oh, really?
Because the highway
Right.
goes like over it. Like one side you're looking into Mexico, the other side you're looking into the U.S.
I mean, no man's
That's
land out
wild.
here.
And you got your race car, and you know every race car is like the easiest thing to steal in the world.
Right.
It's,
Yeah, that's right.
it's
No
terrifying.
safeguards. Yeah, it is. And especially like if you're on an open trailer. Oh my goodness, everybody's watching it.
Yeah, I mean even like an enclosed trailer,
Right.
like there's not much. Those enclosed trailers aren't much to stop
No.
people.
No,
They're like
that's right.
you push on the walls and the whole thing's kind of shifting a little.
Thank goodness for trackers. We can track them when they steal our shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
I mean, I always think back to that streetcar takeover in North Carolina when
Oh, yeah.
that stick shift car got stolen.
That's scary. And they strip them down like instantly.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
It was
that
gone.
night, they're gone.
It was gone. I mean,
that's wild. Did they ever find any bits and pieces of it?
I think they found it like with like acid thrown on it, so it looked like a different color. But they never found any like other parts.
Those parts
from
are
it.
all gone on wherever.
And that's
sold
what,
somewhere.
like, I mean, most of the stuff now, like, I mean, that's all specialty stuff. So, I mean, you know, people, that's crazy. It's crazy. And that's the world, I mean, we've always lived in for a long time is people stealing stuff. And, man, it is scary. I mean, we have a lot of money invested. I know I've looked at some of, like, the insurance stuff for, like, if there's accidents, like, when you're towing it. I don't know if they cover, like, theft or anything, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one to cover because like I would guess it would have to be agreed on value of
Right.
it and stuff.
God,
Like,
that would suck.
yeah, it'd be a mess. That does.
That would suck. And that's what, I mean, the trackers are only so good. I mean, you know, you can set up perimeters so you know when it's moving.
Yep.
But geez, I mean, that's scary stuff.
Even last year at Sick Week, we were all in Orlando, and the next morning, a guy shows up to the track, and he's like, "Yeah, they stole my tools, my wheels, and my scooter off the trailer
What?
in the middle of the night."
The hotels are bad too. They'll steal a whole trailer out of the hotel.
I was at the same hotel. My car was parked 100 feet away. I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Thanks
my
for skipping mine. I appreciate
Thank
it.
God for skipping mine, right?
I was like, "Thank you to him," because like, you know, you took all their time.
right? That's
Like,
scary.
I hate it for you, but like,
God, that's scary, man. That's what one of the guys. I can't remember the name of his channel. He just built the budget VK56 stuff.
yep.
He had his car stolen from down here somewhere last year.
That's the dude. I know you're talking.
I watch his channel all the
Yeah,
time. I
I
cannot
can't think of
remember
his
the name
name.
of it. He's doing great build stuff.
Yeah, the VK56 stuff's cool. That's what John Rogers and David Varner are kind of pushing in towards a little bit.
Right.
The Nissan 5.6 out of like a Nissan Armada,
Right.
which is so funny to see. Like, I always wonder if there's some engines like that around that people just haven't really messed with enough to know that they'll handle 2,000 horsepower on a stock block.
That's what I saw a picture. Somebody posted a picture on Facebook. It was a Coyote crankshaft and a VK56 crankshaft sitting side by side.
Yeah.
Very nice material on both of them. But I could also see why the Coyotes are so strong. I mean, there's no, I don't know what they call it, but the stroke is so short, it's really close to the middle. But yeah, I bet there are other engines out there, like some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Who's gonna come up with the first 4-cylinder like Hemi?
Is that him? Nivlak 57?
Yes, Nivlak
Oh, yeah.
57.
Nivlak,
Yes.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I
he's
love
always
his
good.
content.
He's even done like some weird stuff with some North Stars and like
Yes.
everything that
Yes.
people are like, that engine sucks. He's like,
That
I'll
North Star was
try.
in a,
Let's go make
Cadillac or
1,000
something?
horsepower
Yeah,
from
that was
it.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's so many North Stars. They were in every Cadillac for years.
Yeah.
Front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, like different displacements. Some were hand built, some weren't. And none of them were very good.
Right.
They had them for years.
Man, that's crazy, and that's what I mean. I guess and that's more like traditional hot rodding, right? So you take something that might work, might not work, and then you figure out how to make some power and
Yeah.
live. And that man is cool. That's what the VK56 stuff I'd like to try at some point. I'd love to try like super stuff, kind of like you or the 2JZ stuff. But that stuff is super expensive now.
I was going to say 10 years ago it was great.
right.
But now it's like, shoot, this is kind of dumb now. That cranks are hard to find. And like, because, you know, it's a 90s engine.
Right.
Things are
Everything's
getting
out of
rare.
there's no reproduction stuff of that, or it's all. I mean, there's aftermarket, obviously, but
Ish. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you know, you get, like, I still got stock crank, stock block. It's like, yeah, they got aftermarket, but you're talking like a 10x jump.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stock works so well, but then aftermarket's like up here. So then you kind of have to justify, like,
Big Ply Chevrolet, Coyote.
there's so many other
Right.
options.
Right.
You know, like, once you're getting that deep into it, there's a point when you got to kind of know when to walk away, right?
All right.
Ish. I mean, kind of. If
Yeah.
you're smart.
No, I mean,
No, I
right.
don't know how to walk away from anything.
We're, like I said earlier, we're definitely dumb. All of us are definitely dumb because we continue to sink money. Although it's a hobby and a passion that we all love. So
Well, like you kind of had to do the same thing when you walked away from your other car.
Absolutely.
You could have went down the route of like, oh, I'll drop this off at the chassis shop and spend 50
Right.
grand and have it tube chassised, and it's like, no, you gotta cut your losses here at
Right.
that. And that car lived on with Nick, right?
no, right, that's right. Yeah, we gave it with Nick. I've actually got it back now though. But so when Nick crashed his, I was like, hey man, if you want to take this one and do something with it, I was like, and then he told me his idea, and I was like, okay, well you can't cut up the whole front of the
don't cut
car.
the front of the car
I was like, you can't cut the front of the car off. I was like, but you can unbolt the K member and make your stuff bolt in.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I got you. And then he come out like a month. And it didn't work as good as he thought it was going to work. I thought it was going to be exceptional, honestly, when
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
It was definitely wild.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole stretch front end,
So let's just talk. Nick Pluniak is awesome because
ultimate hot rodder.
his brain is moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute, and
Yes.
he took your old Fox body and put a straight front end axle on the front like it was a gasser.
Yes.
Yep.
And put it out in
Stretched
the
it like
front
a foot, 18 inches.
without permanently modifying anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
All while actually like maintaining the ability to put it back.
It was crazy.
It was cool to see.
Yeah, and that's what I thought he was going to. He would have probably been able to make it work if he'd have put a little bit more time in it, but he wanted to go back to his other car.
Yeah.
But I honestly, when it come out, I was like, this is going to be like game changer, like instantly. But it never works out that easy when you're doing something that nobody has ever done, and that's what that was.
Yep.
And it was wild. But that's what I got the car back, and it looks exactly like I gave it to him. So, but it's going to come back. I'm hoping to bring it back next year.
Brian drug it back out for you. It was sitting back where it was when we put it over there.
Yeah, it's just sitting out. My buddy Brian in Benson. It's just outside his shop, weathering away.
Yeah.
It's
As
very
Fox
weathered.
bodies do.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I could probably sell that thing for. I mean, Fox body cost has gone high now.
Yeah.
There again, used to Fox bodies were like. I mean, if you go to body, you pay $200 or $300. I bought so many like bodies for $200 or $300. You go on Facebook Marketplace now, $1,000, $2,000. I mean, for junk, rusted away. It's
Somebody had
crazy.
their old Auto Trader ad out and had a bunch of stuff circled, like $2,000 for a 4-cylinder and $3,000 for a V8
$10
car.
grand now, $6 grand.
It's one of those things you look at the amount of Fox bodies and you're like, did Ford actually make this many? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you start questioning, like, did somebody start making more of them? Like where
Right.
did Ford really make 1,000,000 of them? Like
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. They're everywhere.
And they keep popping up. You see like a new one, like a clean one pop up every now and then. You're just like, how is this even possible?
And I would love to do something other than a Ford. I mean, or a Mustang. Because, I mean, realistically, I mean, when you get the tube chassis, you can put any body on it. All the chassis are the same. But, I mean, the Fox body, I mean, up there where we're at, that's 90% of the car still. It's a Mustang.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I always kind of like got frustrated to see the tube chassis Fox bodies because, like you said, like you can do anything. The whole point of the Fox body is the OEM suspension works good.
Right.
Like that's kind of the like just start with any other car.
Right.
I even saw when we were at the Snowbird, I saw a Lumina pull up, and I'm like, cool.
Right. Something different.
It's like some old bracket looking car.
Right.
Like you just don't
Bounty's
see
bracket
that.
Car. Yeah.
You just don't see that kind of stuff. It's just cool. So you're at the 100K NPK race, right?
I was.
The end of it.
Yep.
The last
The
kind of
last-
hurrah, and they didn't even know.
Yep. Nobody knew
was.
that was the last one. And it was
I feel like everybody that wasn't there knew it was the last one. Everybody on the internet was like, do they all know this is the end?
right. And the spectators, I mean, there was not a lot of people there. And then we didn't even have a full field. How many cars we ended up having?
Which
50,
track was that?
50. That was the Kentucky race.
I didn't go to that one.
Which that was, I think it was 64 cars, and like everybody bought in, but then people just didn't go. Which the weather was looking good, but then we got rained out that day. It's like one setup shower.
Yeah, that's how Bowling Green is. It's kind
crazy.
of like in this valley, I think, where you don't get the cell service, and then it gets rain and sometimes flooding.
That winter, the first one we went to in Ohio was packed back in 2020 or 21.
Oh yeah, the NPK stuff, and there's a lot of people that hate on the NPK stuff, but I thought it was great for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when it was on TV, the Street Outlaw stuff, with Chief and all those guys, that really took, it brought the non-racer eye to the track, and then spectator. I mean, tracks are out to make money. They gotta have spectators. Racers, we can't support tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to put on enough show to where spectators will come, and they want to see it. And not everybody likes drag racing. Ain't everybody gonna be out there getting greasy every day, but they want to come watch the drag racing.
Yeah, a lot of that falls on the promoters, and I think the
yeah.
promoters lean almost too heavily sometimes on the racers.
Right.
There's like the three
The three
pillars I kind of think
right.
about it is like the promoter, the track owner, and the racer all kind of have to
Work together
a little bit to get spectators in the door.
I agree.
We'll look at the flyers like, wait, what's our car doing on the flyer? Like, they didn't talk to us about that.
Yeah.
And there are some promoters out there that they do the gate hustle and and then they'll post whatever it is, and then they change the steps when you get there, or it's crazy, and that's why you have to pick and choose who you support. But I mean, there's a lot of where we're at. There's a lot of racing. I mean, there's a lot of racing down here. There's a lot of racing Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. I mean, we can race every weekend. I mean, y'all can do the same thing. I mean, within a couple hours, we can race anywhere.
We will have races stacked on top of each other every weekend too.
And that's one of the problems too, is when you have two tracks that are pretty close together, and then they have the same exact race. We've only got a certain amount of racers, and so it makes it problematic. But yeah, and going back to the 100K race, I mean, we went out there and spun and got destroyed. But that's when it was going to be. It was no prep, and we got there. And Boosted was like, he's like, they're not going to prep. And we got there that Saturday.
Oh, that's when Randy went with you. That's right.
Yeah, Randy and Donald went.
Yeah.
And we walked down the track, and they were spraying to shut down, but they actually come back and sprayed like 300 foot onto the surface. And so I sent him a message. I was like, bro, what happened? And he didn't know anything about it. He was not happy.
Yeah.
And so they went and scrubbed it. And I get it. They were trying to spray to shut down, so the shutdown was better. But I don't know what happened. They didn't turn the sprayers off in time as they were doing their little U-turns.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's where that 4,000 horsepower Hemi is going to be able to throw down some mile per hour.
Yeah.
And but they got it up. It didn't make no difference for me. I still went out first round. I was still a first round duck. But it is what it is.
Somebody's got to be.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting good at participating.
Usually, I mean, 60 car field.
This is how much money you want to donate in this race?
Yeah. So, but it's wild. I mean, we'll see what happens in this. I think we're soon going to see like the street style class come back. Factory floors, factory firewall, maybe, some of those things.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make a comeback at some point to get the tube chassis cars. Because the biggest thing with a tube chassis car is the weight, right? I mean, you can make them really lightweight.
Yeah.
I've got a heavy tube chassis car. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, when we started building this thing, I know, there again, we go back to I'm fat. I am loose. I broke the chair as I said I'm fat. What the hell? What happened over here? Look, it's the iron.
You got good comedic
timing. Right. But, I mean, my car is 2775 with me in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I have a full tube chassis Mustang Fox body that's 2,775 pounds?
I wonder what Billy's car is.
Billy's car's light. They actually, when they first put it together, Jason and those guys at 10 Soldier, they did a video. I think it was like 2,500, 24, 2,500,
Okay.
2,600.
But he's got an aluminum big block.
It's an aluminum big block.
So, I mean,
right.
a lot of the weight's probably right there.
It's probably pretty close.
You.
But you see, and you hear those rumors, though, right? Some of these cats build cars, and they're like, this car with me in it is 2,200 pounds or 2,100 pounds. And I'm like, bro, how are y'all that light? I know it has some carbon fiber in it and probably everything titanium, and probably costs $200,000.
Yep.
So
Cameron
it may be that light.
It's like a CJ Race car's car.
Right.
Yeah. Where it's like everything can be titanium.
Right.
Firewall back.
I mean, but it's crazy. I mean, but that's the biggest thing, right, is weight. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know, factory floor. But then it's all, I remember Steve Jackson back in the day. His biggest thing was, it's for safety, Duck. It's for safety. I did that for safety. And so then before you know it, it's a full tube chassis, with whatever it is.
Well, that's what happened with all steel, all glass, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's for safety.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, is it?
Right.
That class got out of control really quick. At first, it was pretty cool, and then it's like,
Yep.
all right, now we got pro mods with some.
That's exactly what happened, right?
They still try to say the words, though.
Yeah. All steel, all glass originally started out factory floors, factory firewall, all glass everywhere. Mm-hmm. The only fiberglass components could be a deck lid and a hood, and obviously like bumpers. If
I think you can have Lexan or the
now
windows
you can have
front
optic
rear,
armor,
yeah, optic armor front rear
optic
windows.
armor, and then they hoed it out to where now tube chassis cars. They can do it. One of my buddies down, Shannon Young, he had a truck, and it was all fiberglass for the most part. Fiberglass bed. Trunk was it the Mustang or was the truck? I don't remember.
No, the truck was the old Ranger with the step side on it, I think.
So he's
Splash.
a body guy, and so he sent I don't remember which race it was. He sent the promoter a message, and said he's like, as long as it's steel fenders, I'm good, right? And they were like, yeah. And so he skinned the fender and took screws and screwed it to his fiberglass.
Nice.
And then he fit the rules though. I mean, I'm like, bro, about intent, right? It's about intent of the rules. Back in the day,
it's like spirit of the class.
Spirit of the class.
Yeah.
That used to
and
be.
you have to have like a
Yes.
guy that is third party, not like affiliated with anybody that can like obtain the spirit of the class.
Yes.
But then that's like so gray area.
It
It's
is.
like,
It is. And that person's also going to be hated. I mean, I get it. That's why John Sears is so good, right?
Yeah.
He don't care about anybody if they hate him or not. I mean, he's like, okay, whatever.
You just got to bring him like what's the joke? The gift card
Yeah,
for
the Outback.
Outback, yeah.
I think it was.
So I remember that.
Is he teching this weekend? We might need to go by Outback.
I'm sure he'll be here.
How's this track as far as tech goes? Are they pretty stringent, like for tomorrow night, or what
They
would
probably
you
won't
say?
be crazy for this deal. I mean, how do you tech a Christmas tree?
Right. That's kind of what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
It's like we're kind
You'll
of
see.
throwing the whole safety thing out the window with that.
I mean, you've been to this race a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
you'll see like a tree that's in the place of a parachute. How do you tech that?
Yeah,
Right.
the ones that slam on the ground and drag down the track. I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all this stuff. And this year, he's got the super fast class of Maximus trucks coming. I
Yep.
mean, that'll be, possibly the first 5-second pass ever with a Christmas tree. That's insane. And then those 8 cats are going to be fast. And then the little gangsters with the trees on it. And that's what gets back to track prep. I mean, I don't know how good the track's going to be tomorrow. I mean, stuff falls off of these Christmas trees.
Oh, almost immediately.
I
The
mean-
second a car gets up on the two-step and you see a real tree start shaking,
Right.
and then it's
Pine
just
needles.
covered in
Needles.
pine needles.
That'll help make the track stickier.
Rosin. It's good. Yeah, pine sap.
I always got a kick out of the way Garrett did it on Ruby, where there was like a wreath around the turbo.
Oh, yeah.
So the
I
turbo
was like, that's gonna catch on fire. It's like, how's that not on fire?
this thing's just sucking in pine needles. Precision's just over there.
Like, oh my God. It is hilarious. It's great. I mean, I think it's great. And they sold out. I
Yeah.
mean, they sold out spectators. I mean, it's gonna be crazy tomorrow.
I've told so many people that don't get it, like, this is an event that brings more newcomers to a drag strip than any other event. You'll go there and it's a whole family. It's not just like the husband that
Yep.
brought the kid. It's like grandma's there, aunt and uncle came. Like, it's like a full family deal. I mean, it's sold out.
And to make racing successful, that's what we gotta have. We gotta have events where people are not sitting in the stands all day for 12 hours or 15 hours, however long the day is.
Yeah.
They got to have a shorter time span to where they get in, see a bunch of racing, and say, man, I really like that. I need to come back next time, and I need to bring a friend.
As a racer, I don't want to do that.
No, that's right.
Like, even that snowbird, Jimmy was like, you racing little gangsters? I'm like, man, I don't want to get there on freaking Tuesday and park in the back 40 and freaking stand around until, like,
That's a lot of
like, I love you and all, but, like, man,
Right.
it's a lot.
And that's... Go ahead.
We stand around, and then if you go rounds, it's like, all right, now you got to hurry up.
Hurry up.
It's like, okay, now you got 15 minutes to cool down, and we didn't have a radiator for a while, so it was, well, now we got to,
Yeah.
we have something to cool the car down with now, because
And that's what, in North Carolina and South Carolina and stuff, I mean, when summer's here and here, you can't race till it gets dark. I mean, once the sun starts going down is really when you start.
the race starts at 11.
But that don't mean I need to get to a track at 11 o'clock and sweat from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yep.
But as a promoter, they need to make sure they push that, right? So we're going to have, first shakedown at, whatever time it is, 6 o'clock or 5:30, and that way we're not getting there super early.
Dark o'clock.
But like when we went to Vegas, every time we've been to Vegas for the Streetcar Super Nationals, it is brutal. Like there's a bunch of cars, and that's the problem. There's a bunch of classes, but it's brutal. Like for us sitting in the pits, because I think Thursday we got one pass. No, we got two passes
We
on
set
Thursday.
almost 13 hours between passes, I think. or
One
something
pass
crazy.
on Friday, and then Saturday we got two passes.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I was looking at their whole event itinerary, and that was just one of those deals where I was like, they got too many damn classes.
That's right.
Like they don't need a class for every person on property.
Right.
There's 2 bracket classes. There's a 400 and a 500 bracket class. I'm like, all right, why do we have both?
Yeah, it was wild. It's wild, but that's
Yeah,
there's just
fitness
always
hurt a
too
little
much.
bit.
Yeah, and then people, you get oiled down. Stuff happens. It never goes as perfectly smooth, and so you get an oil down or something happened, and then now you got to go prep the track again.
Yeah.
And so and they can't. It's not just go out there with the mop. I mean, they got to bring the rotators out and prep it.
We had a little bit of fun too with our last pass and the announcer. That was a mess.
It wasn't all us, but I mean.
No, it wasn't us. I mean, it was a culmination of everything.
Yeah, never mind.
It's not worth getting into, but it was.
Yeah, you shouldn't even brought it up, honestly.
Sorry.
It suffers the same fate as that track suffers the same fate as ZMAX in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's the same track in a different state.
Yep. But it's just a heat sink.
Yeah.
Because it's like I love asphalt, but it just cooks you. Like every time I'm at ZMAX, I'm like, I think I'm being cooked right now because like you're just kind of like in this like pressure cooker,
right?
And you kind of hope that you get some shade from the grandstands, but it doesn't come until you're already cooked.
We've seen people fall out in the grandstands too. It's like, all right, go get EMS and get them some water,
and that happened a lot. Like
happened to Ohio,
No Prep Kings, No Prep Kings when No Prep Kings got on the road, and No Prep Kings started really going. They start at 12 o'clock. And now that was one of the brutal things is because you're in your fire suit at 12 o'clock. And then it just is brutal. Yeah. I mean, sweating in the suit, and then they're falling out in the stands. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. And as much as I like ZMAX, I've been to Streetcar Takeover a bunch of times there. And that's the problem, too. That track doesn't run enough because it's so damn expensive to open it up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing. I always make fun of Gainesville. Everybody from Gainesville is like, oh, we got this nice track. I'm like, yeah, but they never open it.
I ain't never been
NHRA.
I've never been to Gainesville.
It's NHRA. They run their one Gator Nationals every year and then like mini Gators the weekend before, and then they're like, we're done. We're good.
Has this race we're going to tomorrow sold out for the last few years now? Since I know the first year was invitation due to COVID. And
I know the tickets for racers sell out pretty quick. But yeah, I don't know if it's sold out last year for spectators. Probably at the gate.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's sold out this early, like 4 days before the race.
Yeah, I bought the tickets back in early December. I was like, I'm not trying to miss out.
Yeah.
That's what, it's crazy even I know there are some racers that brought crew and they don't have crew pack. They didn't buy tickets.
Yeah, so I thought crew got in.
Right. I had a few people that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to let crew in?
You think Jason Terrell's going to go back to back? Nitrous guy?
Man,
Is he in the Invitational or is he in the regular 32 car
I think
field?
he said
They moved him to the Invitational.
Invitational, yeah.
They moved him up over to that one. Which Ryan Mitchell, we talked to him. He's in the regular one. Ryan is in it. I don't know who else is in it. But Casey Mack, he's going to go fast. If he goes as fast as what he told us he was going to go earlier,
we're all done for.
Well, then it's the beef between Ron Rhodes and
I saw that. Yep.
But Ron hasn't tested his car quarter mile. As of, now he might have. He might be testing right now on Friday. This comes out Monday. So everything that we're talking about has already happened.
Right.
But
Right. Yeah, that's right.
you can guess.
So Ron is still small block though, right? Is he still small block or is he not?
I think Ronnie is small block, but Ron is big block.
Oh, Ron is big block.
Terrell's back in the 970 or whatever that motor they went and picked up.
Is it that big?
Yeah, it's like a 900 something again.
That's a big motor.
I was kind of happy to see it boosted.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
I know. Yeah. I was hoping he'd go turbo. I think that's the progression of nitrous guy. You go nitrous, then you're like, oh, I'll go blower. It's close enough, and then you're like, I'm gonna go.
We figured they were going to go screw blower. But
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. I would probably say that Ron Rhodes is going to take it. I like Jason. I like Jason and them boys, but I think Ron is going to be
talking X275 champion.
Right.
He's not just some guy.
No, he's just not some random Joe Blow. If it was me and Jason racing, I'd probably say Jason.
But quarter mile makes it interesting.
We'll see. Yeah. How fast did Jason? Because the boards were on last year when he won.
Yeah, I think he went like 680s with the bullhorns shutting down at like 1,100 feet. That's what those nitrous guys always do a quarter mile.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow too. I don't want to blow mine up.
Yeah, how high would you have to rev it to?
Well, I did not change the rear gear, so I still got the 360 gear. So
Okay.
My game plan for tomorrow is to run 420 to the eighth, which we've done that several times.
That's
So,
rolling.
yeah, it is. So if we can go 420 to the eighth, I'm gonna run it full tilt to 5 seconds, and then about 5 seconds I'm gonna start dropping boost, and I'll have the boost down instead of 40 pounds of boost, I'll have it down to 20 pounds of boost at like 5.5 seconds, and at 4.5 seconds I'm gonna start fattening it up a little bit and taking a little bit of time and out. I'm trying to go like 670s at like 205.
I was gonna say a 420 should be like a 670,
Right.
even without doing all that.
Right.
If you put it in the calculator, it's actually a 650. You stay in it, but that's staying in
Yeah.
it.
Well, you'll probably shed more mile per hour than you will ET.
ET, that's right. That's kind of what our thought process
You're
is.
gonna be going like 160 out the back.
Well, last night, what did we go last night? 60 foot?
We went
120?
120 and we went 172.
So last night on our first pass, so it was a 120 60 foot, 440.
Yeah.
Was it a 440 flat?
I think it was a 440. Yeah.
So 440 flat, 172, and I was supposed to not throw the parachute, but I mean,
You also
that
weren't supposed to
mindset.
shred a tire.
Yeah, and so I threw the parachute, and then that's when it cut the tire down. It squatted down and cut the tire, which luckily we didn't have blowout. But it went a 719 at what, 130 something?
Yeah, 719 at 130.
So with the shootout.
With the shootout.
We went low teens with a lazy leave. It wouldn't bump in. So
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're gonna need to do that.
right,
that field is pretty.
and
Not
it's
just that.
progressed.
It's like a who's who. Also,
Right.
It's not just like, oh, it's fast. Like it's like the fast guys, like the cool guys. You know what I mean?
what ET do you think it'd take to win it this year? They went a bottom 7 last year to win, right?
I don't know. I'd love to know what the weather is because what the weather is going to be because last year it got super dewy. Almost every year the dew starts to come in pretty crazy.
tomorrow night too. She was looking at it. Brandon's mom was looking. At it.
Yeah.
I heard the.
She said it's gonna cool off though.
That's when the dew sets in
Oh,
though. When it's
yeah.
hot all day
Yeah,
and
I
then
gotcha.
suddenly the temperature drops like
Oh, gotcha.
30 degrees all of a sudden and you're like
I was
you
watching
start to
videos from the
really
last
see it.
race, and it was like you couldn't see there was so much dew. It was like
Yeah.
getting rained on, basically.
Well, one year, Garrett was, I think, in the quarterfinals with his car, and he was just like, "You guys can run it if you want. I'm not gonna."
I'm done.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, respect."
Right.
We've had that happen a few times. Then we've also run when you can't see 10 feet in front of you.
Freaking idiots. I mean, I'm part of it because I did it. But I mean, we were at, what was that? That was dig
It
or
was dig or die.
Dig or die.
It was 3 or 4 in the morning, and you could probably see from here to the wall.
How many cars were we down to? 4 cars or 8 cars?
It was the semis or quarters or something like that.
And it was like, yeah, super late at night. The dew was so thick, like literally. I mean, you can see 30 feet, 40 feet.
If that, yeah.
But but it was not hitting the ground.
Yeah.
It was like this far off the ground. It was all over the cars, and it was everywhere. And they were like, "What do y'all want to do?" I was like, "We need to split and go to the house." I was like, "I don't want to race, and I can't see." And the other people were like, "I think we should keep running." I'm like, "Y'all bunch of idiots."
Well, you don't need to see but so many feet in front of you.
Right. I'm like, this is crazy. And so I was
look at
out
the wall.
voting. Yeah, they're right. And so, but we did. We ended up running. I actually lost. Did I win that round or lost? I think I lost that
I
round.
think we might have gone out.
But it was wild. I mean, it felt like it was going 500 miles per hour. I
Yeah.
mean, and back at the track, dig or die. I mean, we were running 570s back then. 570s at 137.
Cars start to run funky when they're trying to ingest water as well.
Right.
You know, like
Water injection.
can't really compress water.
Right. Cools it down to charge.
Yeah. And then they're all damp and your windshield's all covered and you
that's
got no defroster inside. I'm sure you took
can't
yours
see
out.
Nothing. Yeah, I only have. We ain't got no dash in this current car. There is no dash.
Nothing?
No, nothing. It's roll cage. Lyle Barnett was the first one to do that I saw. I was like, "Where's the dash? You gotta have the dash." And he's like, "Why I gotta have a dash?" I was like, "Oh no." I was
We got a little tiny screen for something on it.
It's a Holly. I've got the Holly Terminator dash.
You got
is
the
all I've
original
got.
dash.
The little
Yes. Look,
the
all
one
I,
that comes with the Palm Pilot touch.
It's about that big.
that is what it is. Yes, it's this big, and it's sitting on my. I can see my water temperature, and I can see my oil pressure and my fuel pressure, and that's all I need, right? I mean, if you're
Do you
racing,
think you're the fastest person that relies on that?
like
If we're talking micro records, like,
Yeah,
do you think
absolutely.
anybody
Yeah.
else goes as fast as you that only has that? Because
No,
like you look in like
absolutely
Devin
not.
Vanderhoof's car and he's got like
He got 2 screens. He
like
got
78 inches of monitor, but like across the whole.
Oh yeah, no, I promise you, I'm the only one that's got that little teeny one.
But who else is going 420s with just like the Terminator style dash?
Right.
I would venture to guess
So,
no one.
we were talking
Micro, hey, I've got a record. Let's go.
Let's go.
Coop pointed it out for us.
We
Good
were
job.
talking last night. She's got heads-up display in her Tahoe, and I'm like, okay, can we take one of these out and put it in a race car?
That would be cool. I
Yeah,
wonder why
'cause-
nobody's done that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Would be nice.
can you program it and all that? And that's probably.
I'm surprised nobody has done that because that would be cool.
Yeah.
To
It'd
do
be
that.
Devin to do it.
Yeah, probably.
If
I'm
anyone.
gonna talk to Devin when we
here.
get back at the track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'cause
I know he needed to test his new car.
He's testing today.
First thing I said, "You're not in this race, are you?" He's like, "No, I'm not in the race. I'm right."
that car is beautiful.
Oh man,
It's super nice.
It is unbelievable. It is crazy, crazy. My OG car, all I had was an oil pressure, and that was it. And then it went out, and then I run it forever with no oil pressure.
Just remember, safeties lose races.
Safeties lose races. They do. They sometimes save an engine and save you some cash, but they will make you lose a race.
Yeah.
You could probably use it as a shift light as well. You know, like once you see the oil pressure kind of
right.
gets at a certain spot.
The only time I look at that, the only time I look at it is before the burnout.
Yeah.
If I see it's got no oil pressure before the burnout, we're good. If from at burnout on, it don't matter. I mean, I'm racing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably why I blow a lot of stuff up. I ain't never thought about that.
I've
Thank
heard-
you for pointing that out.
I've heard
Good
people
job.
before say, "Well, what was this?" I was like, "Well, if you know that, you're not going fast enough.
You got time
you
to
should be
look at
looking
it.
at the track."
Well, now data has gone crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
last like
Everything.
6 years,
It's too much.
it's insane. Like
That's also
the
how
weather
people have gotten
stations built
faster.
in.
Right.
It's cool to see,
Yeah,
and
that
it's
new
awesome.
weather station. What was that? The Holly or the?
A couple guys have some different setups that they use for it, where it's like in the car, you know, you put one under your seat so you know how warm you are. Like they're crazy.
That's funny.
I heard somebody was wiring a car and they were like, yeah, I got like a bunch of leads everywhere that aren't used in case some sensors come out that we don't know about yet. And I'm like,
Right.
that's some next level thinking. Like in case the
you're
next
right.
couple of years some new thing comes out. I'm like, really? I didn't even think like that.
That is wild with the weather station stuff though, because you can build your tune up based on it, so it automatically compensates.
Who was the first? There was somebody talking about that, and it kind of caught traction for a little while. And then we kind of dropped off of it, and
I don't know.
there was some YouTuber or somebody was talking about it. And
I know Devin was talking about it.
maybe
at
it was.
one
I think
point.
it was Devin. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people would do it and then not understand how to interpret the data.
Yeah,
right.
So like you can have all that, but like
Yeah, that's true. Now that's where you're talking about overload,
Yeah,
data
yeah.
overload.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, if you get way too much data, then you don't know. Then it can kind of bury you down in the weeds. Like we went really fast back in the day. So check this out. So when I first went Holly, so I started off, I was blow through carburetor, and then I was anti like EFI because I was scared. I didn't know it, right? I was
Yeah.
scared. I didn't know how easy it was going to be to learn.
blow through carburetor.
Blow through carburetor.
Yeah.
Like back in the day. Like
You
early
tell people that
2000s.
now and they're like,
What? And yes, but so blow through carburetor, and then I had an 8979 MSD box, which was the tag alone, so I could adjust timing. So we did that. Went to the power grid. Went to the Holly EFI. And then, it was like the power grid was like the gateway drug to EFI because as I started playing on that, I was like, okay, well, it's not too bad. I was learning it. And so then we got to the Holly, but I went stupid fast. I had 160-pound injectors, and it was on methanol, so clearly that ain't enough
That's
injector.
not supposed to.
That's not going to work, right?
Yeah.
And so what I did though is I had a nitrous spray plate under the elbow, and it was the Nitrous Express that had the four
Each
perimeter.
side, yeah, perimeter.
So I had four solenoids. I put fuel in all of them, and so I treated it like a nitrous motor. And so I went 450s at 165 miles an hour. This was in 2009, 2010.
dang.
And it was fast back then.
I mean, it's still pretty fast.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
It really is.
But 160-pound injectors and all the fuel, I started progressing it on at like 10 pounds of boost. And the duty cycle from the individual cylinders, it's like 50% duty cycle. And it was giving me my individual cylinder. It run perfect. Actually, I think we went 440s with it. I think we went 449, 448.
So you just had it on like a micro switch to just turn on?
I let the Holly control it. So
Oh,
the
okay.
like the nitrous progressive.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, progress this on, and I told it what my
Got it.
commanded air fuel was supposed to be, and so it made the injectors do what they meet the commanded.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So doing more with less. And then we got the Precision 550 injectors. Actually, I think I slowed down because if you think about it, the injector was down in the runner versus being up high. Most of my fuel was coming from that fuel plate, and so it was cooling the air off more. And I think it actually slowed down like a half a tenth or something. But doing more with less and doing crazy stuff, that's kind of what I like to do. But now we're into, well, I mean, I guess I'm in a boat motor. What do they call them, boat motors?
Boat motor?
Yeah, we got
boat anchor?
We got a boat motor. Boat anchor. Yeah, we got a boat motor.
Right from the RV.
Big block Chevrolet.
Yeah.
All right, that's what Peterbaum calls it. Look, I wonder. So, he's been stupid fast. He's trying to break the LS record. I think he's been like a 4:06.
Yeah.
I think it was. I don't think he's been that fast with the big block. I asked him, and he wouldn't tell me. What do you think? You think the big block's been faster than the LS?
I don't know. I mean,
It's not, his is iron big block as well. So
maybe a little bit, but like, how much did he have it on a radial? Because it definitely didn't do it on a 10.5.
Right, for sure.
Because didn't go threes on a 10.5.
Right, not
We already
yet.
kind of established that, right? So
if you ever talk to him, try to get it out of him.
I doubt it went threes on the big block. I mean, he would have talked
he
about
has.
that.
I think
he's not as secretive as he likes to think he is. He would.
Yeah, he's sharing information and data now.
It would have been too cool not to share.
I bet the LS is faster than the big block.
It probably is.
I bet he's been like a 409 or 410 out of the big block.
Do you think he's less careful with it? Do you think he's like, I'll beat this LS up a little more?
Now that's possible.
And he was like a little bit more like,
Leaning
this
on
is
it.
this is a nice piece right here. I'm gonna be a little more gentle on this big block. And the LS, he's like treating it like it,
Right.
like it's on its way out.
Possibly. And we know that works, right? I mean, suddenly when you get mad at them and you get frustrated, that's when you tend to go to fastest. But then you quickly blow it up after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of a couple people that are like, this is my, cast block, and we're going to destroy it, and then I got a billet block going in, and then the cast block just keeps on kicking.
Right. It's
Because
like,
they
what
just keep
happened?
feeding more to it.
That's what Brandon is building a new car. He's been hanging out with us, helping us at the track for 4 years now.
2019.
It's been a long time.
Okay.
God, that's 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years, almost 7.
So he finally decided he doesn't like money anymore either. And so I told him though, I was like, you're spending the less money helping us than,
Yeah.
and that's why I like
I'm
helping
having fun,
Randy.
yeah.
I like helping Randy because
Oh, yeah.
it's his money, but I'm currently blowing his stuff up all the time. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to make something else happen.
Mine's
with that
just
one.
going, and as I can do it, and as I can get something here and there, and
So we got
going
to.
into.
Have you seen like any of the people that are doing the cages? What's the name of the guy that did your cage? Gibbons. John Gibbons.
out of Gastonia, North Carolina.
Yeah, I know the name. I'm trying to.
So if you
He's an
go
older guy.
chassis guy, but you can buy the complete, like what was it, 25.2, 25.1
One, yeah.
for like $8,000. It's all
Yeah.
welded together. So he cut the floor out of his, and so literally the Mustang's just going to drop down on top of the chassis, and then he's got to finish it. What engine you going to go with yours?
The same thing you have.
So we're going to try to duplicate mine for the most
To an
part.
extent, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not in any hurry. I'm at a couple more years.
It'll take a little while. It takes a long time to build a car.
I'm just having fun doing it. That's the best part. And, it gives me something to work at.
So
It's
and
grueling.
it is. It's a lot of work. People don't understand the work that it takes to build them and to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially if you don't build race cars professionally.
right. It
Yeah.
takes
You know?
3 times as long.
Because you're trying to kind of struggling through it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you got to buy everything because you don't like, I got some spare of this because I built this other car.
The
Like,
best part is you go out there to do something, and you start staring at it, and like, all right, what am I supposed to be doing out here now? Just staring at it and
Yeah,
don't know what to do.
I changed my mind, actually. I'm going back
Don't wanna do
inside.
that. So on Brandon's, we when we cut some of the frame rail out of it, we were talking the other day. I was like, this is how the cheaters cheat, right? You take this car and then you take that frame rail and then you put it in between that and then you cap it off. Now you
Yeah.
say, I got factory frame rail,
Yeah.
Or you just zip tie like a skin of it right to the
right?
to where like the tub is.
His short has over 100,000 views now from that.
That's I made a short from cheaters cheaters caught cheating.
Yeah.
And I mean all it is that, but I mean that's crazy. But that's what the promoters that's where the promoters have to draw the line, right? When they say, okay, we got a streetcar class, but we need to keep it.
That frame rail's negligible. There's no weight to it. I mean,
Well, the problem is promoters are too lazy to tech.
Right. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
They can make all the rules in the world, but they're too lazy to tech or pay somebody to tech.
Yep.
They don't want to do either of those
don't wanna do
things.
that.
And people, like, I'm under the, I've always stood by that a race could tech every car to where the race doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
Every car could be outlawed for some stupid reason if you were going by an
Almost
HRA
every car you
rulebook.
look at, it's like, okay, these welds look horrible, and this is wrong, and you don't have this is out of date, and
But even like stupid stuff with my car came up like one time. They were like, oh, you don't have like a, I didn't have like a screw-in valve stem cap, or like, oh, the lug, the lug doesn't stick far enough
you don't have
out.
3 threads sticking out. Yeah,
Yeah, like little things like that. Like if you
Right.
really wanted
we
to.
could just stop this completely.
Because I was at TX2K one year, and one
Right.
of the rules on the front tires were they had to be DOT fronts. I was
Okay.
like, I got through tech. There was 4 cars left we were in the quarterfinals at this point, and they were like, you don't have DOT fronts. I'm like, well, that was supposed to be decided.
Remember when that happened to Randy with his Pro Charger?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like that should have been already decided.
I mean,
you can't
the
change
race.
the rules mid-race.
What about all the people that I outrun to get here?
Yeah.
The guy I was racing didn't have DOT fronts either.
He just didn't get caught.
Oh my god.
They were like, you got to go ask him if he's comfortable running you. And I went up and I'm like, he doesn't have, what do you mean?
What happened? I guess obviously
They just let us run. They were just like, well, I guess we need to be better. I'm like, yeah, you do.
you think.
If you're going to enforce it, and be done with it.
And that's the thing. If you've got rules, you've got to enforce the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things as a racer for me, because I want everybody to race, but if the rules are the rules, and then somebody shows up with we were at JJ DeBoss's race last year, and the rules were, God, I don't remember what the rule was. It was 29 and a halves and lower, small.
That's their small tire, yeah.
And so a guy showed up with 33s, and they were like, I was like, I mean, he read the flyer. I mean, why are you going to let him run? But JJ was like, well, who wants to say this man can't run? I wasn't there because I was too stupid working on my car, but I'd have been like me.
Yeah.
But they should never, as a promoter, they should never put the racers in the position to have to tech another person's car.
The racers shouldn't be the ones talking to each other
That's
about
right.
whether
It's
you
the
can run or
promoter.
not.
That's
'cause,
right.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time. I mean, you get in a race, it'll be something simple like that DOT. So Cooper showed up on a non-DOT front tire. Well, who wants to let him run today? When in reality, what the tech should have done is go buy some tires.
Yeah.
But that's what should happen.
Well,
but it never happens.
And everybody agreed that the skinnies is a dumb rule.
Right.
The DOT fronts is stupid. We're not talking the rear tires that actually
something
do
that performance advantage.
Yeah,
right.
we're talking skinnies here.
Right.
Like everybody was like, come on, like let's just cut this rule out of it.
Take it out. Right. Take it out of the rules.
Like
Yes.
we all agreed it was a dumb rule. It wasn't like, oh, have to have full interior. It wasn't like something
Right.
like that, or like need 2 front seats. Like those things I get because you're trying to
Right.
make it a street car class. But like, come on.
Well, that's what Jimmy Dale and them, they were up at, where were they at? The one with the hill that goes up.
Yeah.
And they were like, somebody protested he didn't have turn signals. And so, and those fools went out there. And so they were out there with a wire on the, touching it on it. He was like, it's working. It's a turn signal.
Yeah, it had bulbs.
Right. It had bulbs and it blinked when you touched it.
Yeah.
But apparently, and that worked. The promoter was like, you're good. You got turn signals.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but as a promoter, I mean, that's, they have to make that decision. But ultimately what that does is that ends up hurting the spirit of the class. And I know he had some problems and, something with his wiring messed up where it was normally at. So and sometimes you have fixes where you have to do that. But there's also people that will protest you for crazy stuff like that. Didn't that just happen at some other big race? Somebody got protested for something very minor. God, I can't remember where it was.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean it's constant and some races are going to fall into that where they need so many rules. It's like Groundhog Day. Every winter,
All right. Oh, yeah.
it just the same rule debates every
Yes.
year pop up. How do you get the guys that work hard to not win every year, and how do you make it easier for the guys that don't want to work hard to win every year?
Now, that's a true story. I mean, there are people that...
That's the rule debate.
Yep.
It boils down to
Yes.
I don't want to work as hard as that guy, but I still want to be competitive
Oh, my
with him.
trophy, yep.
Yeah, and that is the reality. There's a lot of people that they race and they never pull them out of the trailers, and they think next weekend they should be able to be front runner.
Yeah.
But the guy that they're racing just spent all week rebuilding their motor, and that the you'll never outrun a work ethic, and that's the truth. But yeah, you're right. A lot of it comes down to that.
That's like the bottom line of a lot of it.
Right.
And, I mean, people don't want to admit it, but I get trying to get some money out of it, but that never works either. I mean,
Right.
people are always going to spend more somewhere else.
No, that's right. The only way you could affect that is to put spec parts on everything.
Yeah.
You know, and that's been tried a couple times.
Those
like
get
spec
cheated up
turbos.
too, yeah.
Right, and then, you know, I mean, the turbo world used to, like when X275 and Ultra Street stuff first come around, I mean, you had to literally buy a turbo every like 3 weeks. I mean, because it was progressing. It was still 76 millimeters, but you know, you call Jose and be like, man, I just saw another turbo that looked a little different in mine. Be like, yeah, that's version blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Send me
well,
some
bro,
money.
I just ordered that one. I was, you know? But that's what, I mean, but you're right. I mean, and that's the parts manufacturers also, because they're trying to make a faster product. I get it.
How do you
know?
feel about when we have redraws with racers showing up late and, you know, there's some controversy with the chips or whatever, and it's like, oh, we're going to redraw, and everybody's like, no, it's not redraw because I was here, and we've seen that happen multiple times.
That's crazy to me. If you show up late, the guy that has like a buy run, just you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you throw them in there, or too bad. You know what I mean? Like a redraw everyone. I hate chip draws. They take so damn long.
I
They're
like
so
a ladder.
slow at doing
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I get it for first round, but if I'm going up to chip draw second round, that's crazy. I got shit to do.
Right?
Yeah.
You gotta work on a car. I mean,
I'm
usually,
trying to turn this around. I don't have 6 guys working on this thing. Like, I gotta drain the catch
Ain't got
can.
no
I gotta
time.
do shit.
Right. That's what a lot of people back home, what they're doing is they'll do chip draw, put you on a ladder.
Yeah.
And then it's from a ladder that point
Yeah.
on. And that makes the race go so much smoother.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense. And then you
it
can put
does.
it on the internet, and then
Yeah.
Get
you
a
can look
picture
on your phone.
next round. I have so and so. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
the-
the chips have numbers on them, so they really do make a ladder.
No, they do.
Yeah.
They just don't
really
want to actually make a ladder. They want to like. The guy wants to hold up the bag of Crown Royal every time.
Right. That's good for the first round,
Yeah.
and then otherwise though, because it just makes it. I mean, races they're easy to get strung out to where you get the due call, or then you're in the finals or the semifinals, and there's no spectators there. Everybody's left. They know nobody. Everybody gonna have to find out tomorrow on Facebook. You know what happened.
We
Well,
have-
and the spectators aren't at the chip draw. They don't know what's going on.
No, that's right.
They're just sitting there watching nothing. While the racers are over there doing the thing. Like, that's not what this is fully about.
Yeah,
We have some tracks that have a strict curfew. It's like, all right, lights out, just
11 o'clock.
back out of the burnout box, and get off my track.
Oh, that'll piss me off like no other. If everyone knows that it's 11 o'clock and people are just dragging their feet, promoters are dragging their feet, like,
Right.
brother, it's 7 o'clock. Why are we going so slow?
Right, we gotta go.
We got shit to, like, do you not want this to end? Like,
Right.
it's gonna end whether you end it, like, make it end right or not.
Right, no, that's right.
It's crazy.
We've had some carryover races too. It's like, oh, we'll finish this in another track. I'm like, all right.
No, let's just if at that point you gotta pay the pot out and just be done.
Yeah.
You know, the race is done. You can't. I mean, a continuation just makes it
No,
makes no sense.
I always see that on, like, all 1320, like, street stuff. They're like, this is our 6th spot we've been to tonight. Some people aren't here anymore. Like, some guys went home. I can't believe it. It's like, yeah, well, you just drove all around Texas.
Right, for the last 12 hours.
You were just in 6 different counties. Like, of course they're not here anymore.
It is wild. The whole street race. So street racing. When I grew up, we used to street race all the time. But back in the day, it was like 1 or 2 cars, 1 or 2 people. We would show up and then race and leave.
Yep.
And now that's just not what happens.
If you show up with a stacker at a street race,
That's
like,
crazy.
and a
That's
push
dumb.
car,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You're about to get a huge ticket for showing up. You get caught like that.
The first time I ever seen that was at the we were at Dig or Die, and it was the night before Dig or Die, and they call it the pregame. And so we showed up to the spot, and you know we showed up. And I bet I promise you, there was 300 people there, and everybody obviously was with a trailer, but there was like 4 stackers with motorhomes, a motorhome and a stacker with. I mean, let's doing a
Down some
street
country
race.
road. It's like,
Right. I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just insane.
like, you're supposed to be able to leave in like 10 minutes. You got your slide outs and your grill out here.
Right. That's what I've always wanted to go to.
Asking where the hookup is for the,
Right,
for
where
the RV.
it's in that farmer's yard.
I've always wanted to go to New Orleans to the pad.
Yeah.
And I talked to BJ a few times, and I was like, bro, I was like, is it like, I mean, y'all get arrested? He's like, I get arrested a lot. You know, I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to do that.
They end up moving that race all over the place. And
Right, because they have to run because
Yeah.
they're cracking down on it some.
Yeah.
Well, like, the pad is like right next to like a highway.
Right, and that's what
Like, their main pad, you see it, like, you'll see a drone
Yeah.
go up and it's like, it's almost under the the overpass.
And you watch some of the videos, they're like food vendors out there at the pad. They got like trailers, like they're selling food. And I was like, well, BJ, I was like, well, and I'm going to go at some point. But obviously he ain't doing the big race out there no more because it's just, you can't get it done.
It's too much.
Too many people, too many cars. I was like, well, when do you know when you need to try to get out there? He's like, you don't run unless I run. He's like, if I start running, you need to run. I'm like, bro, okay, I don't know.
I see him run backwards every time.
Right.
Shit, I'm on my toes.
I'm gonna change clothes and look like I'm out there looking for my dog.
You're right.
Like, I can't find my dog.
But at some point, I want to go experience that. Same thing with, you know, some of the other hot street race spots. You know, at least go out there at some point. But, you know, at the same time, there's a lot of risk with street racing. And that's the reason I don't street race now. I mean, my normal job, if I lose my license, if I get arrested, I can't work. So, I mean, I'm like, I got to have a license.
Yeah.
And the other thing with street racing, I mean, you know, we're all stupid. We say that all the time. But, I mean, they line the roads, you know, way out there.
Spectators are down there, so you're not supposed to be beside that car.
If you lose the control of the car at 300 foot or 500 foot and you hit somebody and kill somebody, you're going to prison. Yeah. I don't want to go to prison.
No,
I mean, if it happens at the track, at least you're at a
street
track.
racing.
Right.
Yeah, at least like people sign waivers and stuff,
That's
and it's
right.
the track's responsibility to make sure that they're behind walls and things like that. Even some of like I always saw it at No Guts, No Glory, Orlando,
Right.
and like James has this picture where he's in the burnout box and he can't see.
That's
And
dig
like,
or die every time.
you got to do a burnout, and there's people right there. Like,
Scary.
Get out of the way, dude.
It is scary.
I don't want to do that.
When the methanol goes in the face, I'll move.
And
Most
that,
of them.
But that happens. Dig or die.
Dig or die is-
The saying that make a hole, and then you make a hole, you come out, do the burnout. But I mean, like no guts, no glory down there. I mean, same thing. I mean, but when you're doing a burnout, you see cars from time to time, they'll kick sideways real fast.
Stupid
Scary.
things happen. You get out of the
Scary.
water a little bit, and tire hooks up.
No, that's right. Jump
Especially
sideways.
my car. I mean, like, it's only 180 cubic inch. Like,
Got to
the
do
tire
a
will
10,000.
hook up.
Got to do a 10,000 RPM burnout.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's hard to keep them tires spinning. That's a lot of tire.
Man.
I saw the video of the No Guts, No Glory starting line, and it was ridiculous. It was like,
There's so many people there.
I don't think I've ever seen that many people on a starting line.
And then when you look at the stands, I mean, the stands have got some people, but most of the people
Most
on
of
the
them down there
start line.
betting.
You would almost think that a track, I mean, I guess you'd have to remake an area, but like make an area for all of those people to go to the side where they're out of the way and a little safer, but they can do their betting and they can do all that stuff.
Well, like, back of the track stuff kind of took over a lot of what the street was.
Right,
And
yeah.
it was smart for tracks to be able to capitalize on that because also not everybody wants to race into the sunrise. You know what I mean? Like,
And they're done
That's
that.
right.
shit, it's like, it doesn't seem that fun at all.
We've done that on a radial track.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Yeah, but I mean, getting it done, making it happen fast, I think is a good idea if they can do it.
I heard Stevie Fast say, he's like, I want to race with spectators
Right,
watching.
right.
Like,
That's
don't
right.
make me race at midnight, 2 a.m. when there's no one in the stands. Like, what's the point of running my car? Like, people are there to watch a car.
Yep.
And especially, like, cars that people want to watch, but they're like, they just can't.
No,
like,
that's
I just
exactly
can't
right.
stomach to watch it anymore. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is insane. The racing world is always morphing and it's always changing. And like you said, the winter time is when all the talk and the changes always happen. And trying to get ready for the next year. So it's going to be fun though. The next year's going to be good. We're going to have a good time. Hopefully you'll be out. Brandon's car will be out in 2 years. Randy's car
10 years. 5 years, something. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
sometime.
Will be done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean hopefully, but it takes time. It just takes time and effort.
Yeah, to get it done right. So what's your take on Aero?
Aerodynamics. Man, I would love to spend some time in in a wind tunnel. This new car, I've got a wing on the back. So Nick Pluniak was the first one I ever saw with a great big top fuel wing.
Yep.
And then so I put one on my second car. And then we were at Dig or Die, and that was the first race I wheelied through the finish line.
Yeah, that was
2022,
different. Yeah,
2020. It was crazy, and it was almost blowover. So the wings work, getting downforce.
Yeah.
Front aero, I've started trying to do some stuff. I've got some side skirting now, trying to make it so that the air is not rushing in under the car. Obviously trying to get it down in the front. Aero, man, I think aero, I mean, they do it right at land speed. and it works.
Top Fuel's got it for a reason.
Yeah.
They don't do anything for random.
Right.
Limpy was the one filming that race at Dig or Die, and he was like, he kept rewinding. I was like, I think John's front wheels are off the ground.
Yeah, and so the wing stuff helps. The aero stuff, you know, Billy just put canards on the front of his car on the Camaro, and he said now the front shock data is, I think he said it dropped an inch down track from the canards. So
Casey Max went out the next year and blew over completely.
yeah, with the wing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the wing angle changes so much as you start to get
no,
nose
that's right.
up.
That's right.
Like, you know, it's one thing, oh, the angle's perfect when the car's sitting flat.
Right.
But then all of a sudden you're down track and the thing's all tooted up and now you got like actual lift.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had the dumb idea for Dig or Die because I got a heavy front, you know, the heavy front end. I thought about actually putting a wing on front of the car, taking the front end off, and making it actually like an airfoil, though not to give downforce but to give lift. But it would have to be active, right?
It's got to stop at some point.
I mean, like it was like I was this close to ordering this stuff to do it. And that was going to happen for like next weekend, and I was like, man, I probably need to be able to test this some and
Building a damn airplane over here.
think about
We're
it.
gonna have
I get
liftoff.
it.
I mean, it's about
You're
weight.
moving weight by making the front end lighter. I mean,
yes.
you're technically changing the weight bias
Absolutely, and it's
from almost 60 to whoever knows.
That's right. So once you get past about 60 foot on the track, 80 foot on the track, it would start lifting. But it would have to be active with the Holly. But we've got sensors. We got wheelie control sensor.
Yeah.
So we could make it based on wheelie control sensor to where that thing is doing this down track.
It can be done. I mean, you watch that recent Gymkhana video with Travis Pastrana, his car, his wings going like this and moving. And
No,
like,
I haven't seen that.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Even like the center of it has buttons and switches where he can actively change how the arrow is on the car.
No doubt.
And it's pretty cool. Like
I need to
Oh,
find that and go
steering
watch
wheel.
that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. They go all out on the arrow of those things, and a lot of it's probably just for show, like
Right.
make a wing, like you know,
Right.
do all these crazy things. But also, it being a truck, they were saying they had to make a huge wing because the air doesn't act the same on a truck. And that's the other thing. Does anybody have the data on this? Most people are just kind of shooting in the
Guessing.
dark.
Yeah, that's right. We're guessing. Because I mean, what is it? I think it's $500 an hour in a wind tunnel.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not cheap.
It's not cheap. I mean, to get real.
I've been in that wind tunnel.
Have you?
Yeah.
Man, that looks so cool.
I've gotten to spend quite a few hours in there. You know what was surprising about it? Everything in the office was like bicycles. Because, like, if you can make a bicycle, like a Tour de France style bicycle, pedal bike, be more aerodynamic, you are gaining so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Because those guys are like, yeah, we have like 5 horsepower. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if we can reduce drag on a bike, you are like miles ahead of people.
Wow. I bet they do spend a lot of time in there.
They had the shoes, the helmets, like every piece of a bike, like how the tire, like
That's insane.
hours on a bicycle in a wind tunnel to make it aerodynamic.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's-
And so imagine how much, if you had the time, I mean, that you could spend on a car.
Yeah.
God, that would be amazing.
And like you have to put a jack under it so you can like see what it does at different.
Simulate it, right?
Yep.
The different ride heights.
Well, because there's two. There's the basic air, like one that we've been in, and then there's a more advanced ones that the NASCAR guys use more, which has like it puts the car on like a chassis jig that can like
Oh, they can shake it
modulate the
around,
car
yeah.
and like
Wow.
actually treat it like it's on a racetrack.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That would be cool.
That's what you need.
I mean, we can buy. I did look into. You can buy small, like third scale or whatever, not third, 23 scale, whatever it is. I thought about buying that and start trying to do some modeling.
That's true.
I mean, because you can do that. You can buy one of those little. I think they're like $250 or something. I mean, tabletop. That would be cool to like see how the air is working.
Yeah. It'd be like making like a test bench for like cylinder heads.
Right, that's
It'd be
right.
similar to that.
I
Like,
might do that at some point. Well, somebody do it. Somebody do it and show me. Make a YouTube video.
I was gonna say it could be a good YouTube series for you.
Could be. Yeah,
You
you're
are
right.
a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's true.
This is YouTube stuff, you know?
Yeah, that would be.
Like a nice winter project. Start
Tune into Aero.
you know, like the guys that are all into like the trains, you know, like a model
Right.
like, model Mustangs over
Right.
here.
Give me a fox body. Let's toot this wing up and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Exactly. See, I don't know how you get it all. I know that there's some calculations and stuff. but
Right.
It is cool.
That's what when I first put the wing on my old car, I was trying to be all sneaky because in the you have 9 Lives wing, and then you have they're the real popular ones now. A lot of people bought those, and then I've been using Wing Logic. But I like the spill plates. I blacked them out so nobody could see what it was because people had not been researching it yet, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to make it easy for them. And I found a wing, but I didn't want to. But the YouTube life, I share a lot of information. I've gotten outrun by cars, where I've shared it. They're like, "Yeah, you showed me how to do that."
Thanks for helping me out with that.
Appreciate it.
So sometimes it bites me. But I also, when I'm racing, I want to outrun them at their best. I don't want to outrun somebody that, is struggling. I mean, that's a problem. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be a good series.
Well, I mean, you look at things like hill climb and stuff like that,
Right.
Yeah.
and you can learn a lot from what they do.
Right.
And it's actually interesting because underbody, like diffusers, can make more downforce than a wing,
Right.
and that's hard to do with a car that separates in suspension. But like a diffuser can make more downforce, and it doesn't change as much with the angle,
Right.
like a wing does. But you don't see huge diffusers besides Nick Bluniak.
Right.
They
You see,
had,
his is now down on the. I think his looks like it moves.
I think it does.
Is it attached to the rear end? It may be attached to the rear end.
they had F1 in Vegas when we were there, and they had to go out and weld the sewer caps to the street because they were sucking the sewer caps
crazy.
off.
Yeah.
And that shows you the aero. I mean, but yeah, you're right. Like the bottom of this car now is all flat bottom. So it's all, when we built it, Mike put the cage and then he put the aluminum all on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's flat. It's still got a little bit under the engine that at some point we're probably going to enclose. But Ryan Mitchell used to have, back in the day, a beam tripper. So it would come down when he got going so fast, it would come down so it would hit the beam because, the front end was so high.
Yeah.
My car is actually wired. Austin, Dragwire Solutions, wired it. And I said, hey, man, I need a plug up here because I want an active air dam to come down. I just hadn't had a chance to put it in there. But that's got to help, right? Car come up and then the air dam swoop down to get the air so it don't go under the bottom of the car.
So how about Ryan's Christmas tree on his wing today?
Yeah, wait till y'all see that.
I saw a photo of it. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's going to be to the dancing.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
cool.
like that. Well, I mean, there's got to be somebody out there that would. There's got to be somebody that's done enough hours of this
Right.
that would be worth talking to, or
Right.
would love to chime in because those guys are nerds anyways. So they would love
Yeah.
to. They would probably love to be able to put some ideas to use on a different application.
Right.
Even you look at OEM stuff like the new ZR1. There's aero everywhere.
Right,
Everywhere is it making downforce or doing something
right.
that those guys have already done the work.
That's right. And then all the people in the land speed stuff, that's
Yeah.
what they focus on it huge. I mean, obviously because they're limited on their power, and I mean the difference in the aero between going 200 and 210 is huge.
Well, they almost have no downforce. They're all reducing drag.
Oh, they're reducing. Okay, yeah,
Because
they're not
any
trying to-
downforce
they're just
is
trying to get
also
it
drag.
Right, that's right.
So
So they're
they-
trying to make it slipperier.
Yes.
Right.
They need to be sleek.
Right.
They can't have any drag whatsoever. And all downforce really is drag.
Right, that's true. Then that's something I haven't really thought about because when I was looking at some of the, because there's a lot of good, stuff on the land speed stuff on how they look. I wonder how much downforce they actually get.
Probably next to none.
Hardly
I mean, that's
none.
probably why
They're just
they
trying
need
to
to be
make it sleek.
pushed to
Right.
start because the gearing is so crazy and stuff.
Right.
The first time, I think it was 2018 is when I really saw the wing that started to stand out. I mean, it was Tony Pelo's T1 car, and the wing had struts on it that at I think it was half track, it started to push the struts down. They were weighted strong enough that they would just automatically start to be pushed down by the
Oh,
aero.
wow.
So it would be like this when it started, and then once it got to not needing the rear wheels or it was all-wheel drive car. So once it was fully hooked up, it was flat and it wasn't creating any more drag.
Right.
There's a few race cars out there, either pneumatics or hydraulics on the wings and other places that
Yep.
are doing stuff. So
And they're ECU controlled now
yeah,
too.
that's
That
just like the rear and front shocks. Now you can put air on it, and okay, do you want to go up, down? What do you want it to do?
Yeah, it's becoming pretty trick with the arrow. It's cool. It's cool to see. You just wonder where it'll trickle down from, because
Right.
every form of motorsports has a different trick.
Right.
Oh.
That's true. And what applies in one doesn't necessarily always cross over. I mean, but you have to modify it. Then you modify the principles.
Well, even like NASCAR has just like the duckbill, and you don't really see that much.
Right.
But that thing creates so much downforce.
Right.
I remember one of the races, there was 2 bolts that backed out of the duckbill, so it was flapping a little bit.
Right.
And he was able to pick up so much mile an hour that he actually won because of just missing 2 bolts, and they DQ'd him for that.
Because the
Yeah, you
bolts were
can't
out.
have those bolts out.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see it sometimes, like at the end of a race, they'll be doing their donuts, and they'll back it into the wall accidentally.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Now we can't tell.
Cheater's gonna cheat.
Yeah.
you can't tech a car that just got wadded up.
I didn't mean to crash it.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
right.
Hendrick.
But you know, and that's what living in the gray area of the rules, right? Pete Harold back in the day, so HED, he's been racing forever, but he was one of the
Big
first,
power Pete Harold.
Yes, he's actually going to be helping us with Randy's car.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna get some. He's going to build Randy's engine and going to help us start tuning on it. He's local to us. He's at the track all the time. Makes sense. He's super fast. But long time ago, he was like, "It's not what the rules say; it's what the rules don't say. If it ain't in the rules, it means you can do it." But John Sears has worded his rules a little bit different now. He's kind of encapsulated that, and I saw it the other day. I was looking at the X275. He's like, "If it's not in the rules, it means you can't do it."
It specifically states it.
Yes, it has. He's like, if you're trying to do something crazy, you need to ask. Essentially.
I mean, X275 is just expensive index racing now, right?
Really, man, they've gone so fast. It's amazing how quick they are. What's the record? Like 414, 415?
Yeah. But they kind of make it index racing because if you go too fast, they make you slow down.
Oh yeah, no class parity.
Yeah.
Right. That is always it's always fun too, because you know obviously turbo cars are always faster in really cool air in the turbo air. So it just so happens that in the fall when the turbo cars really go the fastest. Then they have the off season and they get weight usually.
Yep.
And so then coming back into they're really fast in the spring or it's close, but then in the summertime the nitrous cars or supercharged cars usually dominate.
Yeah.
But class racing is hard.
Oh, it's grueling. I mean those events are long and the rule books are tight and the tech is tight and it's like, yeah, it's a lot. Anybody who's running those like radial tire classes like that, respect, because that ain't easy.
No, I can't imagine. Like the effort that they put in, the time they put in, and the team. I mean, they have.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even doing the stuff that we've got. I mean, I've got 3 or 4 people that help me. They're my buddies, and I mean, it's hard. It is hard. I cannot imagine having to have a team of 8, 10 mechanics.
Well, if you do too
to
good,
do it,
you
right?
get punished.
No, that's right.
if you overachieve and you
There's a fine line, right? You got to hold some back.
Yeah.
Can't get. I suck at that. I hold it to the floor.
I was looking at my mileage last year for my truck because it's being repaired yet again, and I drove from last October. I drove 50,000 miles. They're like, "How'd you drive so far?"
yeah, race car ain't
Yeah.
easy.
It's not. It is not. It's so much effort, so much work. But we enjoy it. I mean, it's fun. It's always been a good time.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes getting away from the races and actually just going and testing and tuning is a kind of a slow down a little bit, and you can have a little bit more fun. For me, it seems like I have a lot of fun when we're doing testing now. Like, I guess I'm gonna become a test and tune master.
Unless it's
Yeah.
Randy's car, then it's frustrating.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, once you start, it all becomes about the number. Test and tunes,
Right.
perfect.
That's right.
Everybody just race time slips. It's a lot easier.
That's right, and that's what. And you know, this year we're going to do some no time stuff, but we're going to turn the clocks on a lot more this year. We're going to get in where we fit in, and there's going to be some races where we want to show our ET, we want to show our time.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than going, you know, after you make a personal best, and then you get out of the car and you filming your, you know, you're doing your little selfie there, and you're like, well, it run okay. I mean, and it just went a personal best,
Yeah.
you know, and you're like, bro, I can't
Yeah.
show my excitement.
Or
know?
you blur out like a couple numbers on a time slip here and there.
Right.
That one always gets me
Yeah.
when people just like post like some parts of their time slip.
A
I'm
piece
like,
of it, yeah.
like, all right.
So hopefully this year, we win a 422. That's our best so far. 422. We're going to try to go in the 4.0s.
We were getting ready to go faster, but
We broke training.
yeah, the transmission left the chat after that.
There you
Still
go.
a glide in that thing?
Still power glide.
Wow.
It had a 169, and we just went to a 158 gear set in it.
Yeah.
And so it should be faster with the 158 gear set. But obviously now we got to change everything.
Everybody always says you can't go fast on a power glide.
No, that's not true.
Everybody loves to say it, though.
Yeah, we're fixing to find out. My transmission builder, Anton Lightning Quick Glides, he's got a guy that has been in the O's. So we're going to try to go into O's. Maybe go into threes. We might go into 390s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everybody says it. But I mean, it's about the ratio, right? I mean, like the 2-speed 400s are usually a 148 first gear, and they just really cram a bunch of power to it.
Yeah.
Is yours you have yours as a 3-speed or a 2-speed?
No, it's a glide.
Oh, you got a glide?
No.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought you went to the turbo 400.
I would like to.
Right.
I would need 3-speed, though, because
You would have 3-speed
Yeah.
might help you though.
Oh, it would help me a ton. Yeah.
Give you a lot more ratio.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that crazy drop on the 1-2 shift.
You got a 180 or 169?
It's a 169.
169.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's got such a heavy drop from first to second
Right.
that it's like painful. I'm like, sorry.
What is
it's like
what is
trying
it,
to turn the motor backwards.
What does it go from into?
It'll go from like 86 to 76.
Ooh.
1,000?
Yeah.
A close ratio turbo 400 would probably be faster. In
Oh
yours,
yeah.
Or the RPM can stay up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've thought about, kicked around the idea of going to like the Bruno drive with the Linko.
Yep.
Because, you can get like 151 and then just keep it up in RPM.
I drove one of those once and I was just like, what the heck am I doing?
Mine would be air shifted where, the computer does it all.
It was kind of fun, but after Garrett was like, you shifted them all way too soon, I'm like, things are just happening, man.
I got to do what I got to do. I bet that is cooler to drive.
I was going down the track and I was just pulling levers. I don't know.
John Vallette, he's our VXM racing. He's pitted beside us, and is his a Linko or is it a
It's a Liberty.
Liberty? His is a
yeah.
Liberty.
Yeah.
And his was shifting, and he just put it all air activated now. But he's like, it's not quite as fun to drive. But I don't think I would ever want to do a clutch though. I would definitely want to have the
Converter,
torque
yeah.
converter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Makes the
that's
most
too much
sense.
more going on. I have to hold the clutch plate.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And that's what they were under there when we left. They were under there adjusting
Yeah.
I think
clutches.
Bill Lutz has a Linko in his.
Is that what his is?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what he uses.
He's the one that showed up to Digger that year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He showed up.
oh my God.
Dig or die.
People were having a fit.
With his.
That
I
was
was.
pretty
I was.
badass.
Well, that
That's
was
a lot
back
of
when-
car.
So that's back when the rules. We talk about rules all the time. The rules were like factory firewall, factory floor, and then at some point they let the firewall kind of go where you can, as long as it's in the factory location, and then.
Where else would it be?
Well, on mine just moved back about that far.
I know,
So-
but it's so funny. It's like,
Right, but so they modified it, and then they made it something about the frame, and he's one of those cheated up. He had the frame rail clamped around the bar, and he's like, factory frame rail. I mean, he didn't do well. I mean, obviously 4,000 horsepower trying
Yeah,
to
he
make
went
it.
out first round.
Yeah, I mean, it was just smoke fest.
So he left on negative timing on that floor. I was like, how do you do that?
But it was wild down
Taking
that
the belt
digger
off.
dive, I mean, it probably would have been faster
Yeah.
if they took the blower off and went naturally aspirated.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, but it is wild. But yeah, we're going to be at Dig or Die next week. So currently, ideally, we would have 2 cars. So this week, this past week, I took it out of no prep trim, put it back in radial trim. And this week coming up, so when we get back, we're leaving Sunday. So Monday, we'll get it in the garage, and we got to add about 800 pounds. Got to change the back springs, change the front springs, change the bar angles.
800 pounds?
800 pounds is what we're adding. I had 700 in it, and it wasn't enough.
I think we were 900 in the hatchback car.
Is that how much we were? I
I'm
can't
pretty sure
remember. We may have
9-something,
been. It's tremendous. I mean, the
Yeah.
goal on backside no prep when it's a bad track, you need to be about 40% on the nose.
It's like
60.
CDL needed at that point.
Right? That's why I just got my cage started, and one of my buddies was like, "Well, what did you do with the weight?" I said, "That weight was covered up on the floor over there. It was not in the car."
Yeah. She would need some more bars.
You run slow. I mean, Dig or Die is like a 550 race. I mean, 550s that probably they might be going a little faster than that now, but generally, if you can go 550 to 580,
Yeah.
130 to 140 mile an hour, you're in.
It's got to be
the
getting pretty cold,
You need
too.
to, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be bottom 6s to get out of the first round, as long as you don't pull the winner.
bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we did last time.
It's funny because, like, I think a lot of people would think that race is way faster, like,
It is
in their
not.
mind.
It
Because
looks
they
fast.
look like they're going
Yeah.
so fast.
It is the mile per hour is pretty decent. 135, 140 is a lot of mile
Yeah.
per hour, but the ET is just not there. The first time I ever showed up there, Charles, Team Denver.
Yep.
He was like, "Bro," he's like, "How fast you gonna try to go?" I was like, "Well, I got my 510 tune up in there." He's like, He looked at me funny. He's like, "You think it's gonna go that fast?" I was like, "Absolutely." I went a 770. It's 770.
Charles will always be a Tesla guy to me.
Oh yeah, right.
That's how I met him. He'll always be Tesla Charles.
So we outran him once at the first dig or die at 710, and
Yep.
haven't repeated that.
You think
since.
he's gonna show up with 4 wheels in the back?
No, you can't for dig or die. They already banned that.
Put the
The
kibosh
second
on
they
that
saw that, they were like, "Nope."
They were
No
like,
dually
"Don't get into
Mustangs."
that." Yeah, no dually Mustangs.
Dang.
Which I mean, Charles and Jarrett. I mean, between those two, man. I mean, dig or die. They've won the most out of
one.
everybody.
Yeah, they've got it figured out for sure.
They're
Yeah.
fast. I mean, they're good racers. But you know, they have picked their surface and that's what they focus on. And that's where like my car, you know, going back and forth, it's hard to go back and forth and get good and get faster. I mean, you can be mediocre, and that's kind of where we're at now with this car. We're mediocre radials, we're mediocre front side slicks, and we're mediocre, you know, on the backside stuff. So,
But you get to have fun everywhere.
oh, we have fun. I have a blast everywhere.
But that's kind of the fun part of it, you know. You get to
Right.
go do the Christmas tree, then
that's
you go
right.
to dig or die. Like, how many people are doing that?
yeah, not
Maybe
not
Billy,
really.
maybe Casey. I don't know if they're
Right.
doing that.
No, they're going somewhere else.
Ryan
is
said
what
there's
he
a front side race. I asked him earlier. There's a like $10,000 front side race. He's like, it's 9 hours instead of 18.
I was gonna say it's pretty far for him.
Yeah, it's 18 hours to get to dig or
Kind of on
die.
the way home for Billy ish.
Right. Billy and them might be there. They might show up. I hadn't talked to them.
Yeah.
Ask them.
I feel like Tommy's car would be really good for that.
It probably would.
I'm sure
Thomas-
Ryan still has a bad taste in his mouth after blowing over.
Well, every time he goes, he has a problem.
Yeah, every
like he
time.
went first time ever and blowed over.
Yeah.
Blowed over, destroyed the car. Luckily, he didn't get hurt. Next time he went, the Pro Charger messed up.
Yeah.
So like first round, like Pro Charger took a dump and he didn't have a spare. So he's like, man, I just can't. I got no luck at dig or die.
Yeah.
Which is a good race though, so it's fun.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up, man. Where can people follow your car at? How can they find you? How can they support you? I know it's Turbo John pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, that's it. Mainly on YouTube. I post a little bit on other social stuff, but mainly just YouTube. TurboJohnRacing.com. If you want to buy any hats or anything. Oh, look, I brought something for you too.
Ton of videos of his car on there. Lots years back of things to look at and your talks and stuff. Oh, what's that?
And we started
Oh, a
doing
coin.
YouTube
That's
about
cool.
5 years ago. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I was going to give you one of those.
Yeah.
Little flip coin.
That's awesome.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, nitrous on one side and turbo on the other.
How often are you in the staging lanes and you don't have a coin to flip?
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, that's nice.
So now you can go to the staging lanes and say you want turbo or nitrous.
Go fast, get wind lights. I like this. These are cool.
Yeah, it's
I don't, it's nice seeing like actual like unique stuff
Right.
on merch because normally everybody just has a Gildan 50/50 blend T-shirt
Right.
with a
T-shirt and hat.
identical looking
Right.
car
Right.
logo on the back.
Yep. Same.
they're all so similar now.
Yep.
Like 8 years ago when we first started doing it, it was like okay, there's a couple of T-shirts. Now they're all just the same. They all just blend in.
And the merch stuff, I appreciate everybody coming to watch the channels and stuff. But merch stuff, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's hard to go buy a T-shirt from Turbo John when you can buy a T-shirt from Cletus and get entered to win a $50,000 car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no brainer, right?
You want to go to Cletus, you can go to Cameron, get an S10. You can go to
Right.
Kyle Loftus and get a
It's crazy.
Escalade. You can go
That
to
is-
Victor and get a Supra.
I'm constantly buying T-shirts from everybody because I'm trying to win a damn car. I'm just saying. I'm like,
One of our
"Oh,
friends
man."
actually won a car.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Keith, he'll be down here tomorrow. He won the Mustang that Billy and them
Oh, nice.
raffled, or not raffled, but drew on.
Yeah.
That was freaking bad to the bone. It was a nice car.
Yeah.
So that's actually how we met him. He started hanging out with us because he didn't know anything about racing it.
Oh.
So, and then he sold it. So.
Yeah. Sold her to go up in the mountains.
Well,
right,
good deal.
appreciate
Thanks
you,
for
man.
coming on, guys. Go check
Thank
them
you for
out. We'll
having
see you
us.
next time.